Hello, friends and neighbors, and welcome to episode 33 of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, Raymond. How about yourself?
I'm very, very good. Had a good weekend. How was your weekend?
Yeah, it was good. A little bit busy, a little bit of relaxation. Not bad. Weather was decent.
Ugh.
Not like today.
Man, I can't golf. I'm getting sick of this Mother Nature. I know she's undefeated, but bro, this is... So I had to be inside for most of the week. You watch that IIHF World Championships?
I did, yeah. I watched most of it. I had to head out to, an event, but got most of it in. So
yeah, silver medal.
Yeah, you know what? Good on Canada for making it there, playing well, getting to that final game. It's always a story of these IIHF tournaments is the reffing, right? Canada loves their big bodies, their hits. They love to play that way.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's construed as being, 2 minutes for checking, 2 minutes for being a big body. I don't know. But there was some questionable calls yesterday that led to Finland getting that goal 5-on-3 and then winning an OT again on another questionable penalty call. So
why is that question on Shabbat?
Yeah.
Why is that questionable?
It didn't look like he even touched the guy, really. So
his stick was between his legs.
Yeah, there was definitely some embellishment on that part by the Finnish player there, man.
Yeah, well, when you put your stick between someone's leg, that's gonna happen. You can't do that.
That's diving, though, man. Unless the guy is doing something to obstruct the guy.
Well, his stick was between his legs. That's obstructing a guy.
There's sticks between guys' legs every time.
Not like that, bro. Down, the guy had his stick between his legs through the front. You don't do that. Even Shabbat said his stick was in a bad position. Even he said that.
Yeah, well, what else is he going to say at this point? Dubois said it was BS, basically. So you have different guys saying different things, man.
I say the first penalty, yes, but that second one on Shabbat, yeah.
Well, then
don't put your stick between someone's legs.
You go back to the first one, and that led to Finland, tying the game, right? Scoring their first goal of the game. They hadn't scored at that point. Then Drieger getting hurt didn't help
no.
At all because he was having a pretty damn good game up until that point, but the refereeing always comes back to these things, and it's just terrible that it happens. Even that first goal, fine if you want to say the overtime goal was a penalty.
It was. The stick was between his legs. Don't do that.
Yeah, but terrible. But you know what?
Dubois did well. 13 points in 10 games.
Lowry did well.
7 goals for Dubois. He's gonna get some money, bro.
How do we get Cousins from Buffalo?
I know, eh? That line looked good. Well. Don't get me started on that, bro. Don't get me started because we don't got all time to talk about Scheifele. You know I'll go off. We got a lot to talk about this week. We got the Bombers. We got the NBA playoffs. We got some quick shots. But let's start with the NHL playoffs. We're going into the finals. Fresh result. The Rangers beat Carolina 6-2.
Yeah, 6-2.
Ooh, the Rangers are looking good. So why don't we start with the East?
Sure, yeah.
Where we got the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I think this is the matchup that Tampa Bay didn't want to see. I think Tampa Bay is one of those teams where it was good for them to have a good, nice break. What is it, 9-10 days that they're at right now?
Yeah.
They're a well-experienced team, so I don't expect the rust thing to happen. But New York is a big, physical, and fast team, bro, and they look like they're getting warmer. I don't think this is the match that Tampa Bay wanted.
Well, and if Shesterkin plays the way he's been playing too, that'll be tough on them. But like you say, Tampa Bay's been off for a bit. Rangers are coming off that Game 7 high. Game 1, it usually tends to favor that team that played that 7th game. But as the series goes on, it sometimes switches around from there. So the Rangers are going to have to come out hot. At least take that first game. We saw that with the Jets against Vegas a few years ago, right? I guess it's more than a few years ago now.
It's been a long time.
Feels that's way too long, right? 2017, 18? Was it that
2017?
season?
2017, I think you're on.
Yeah. Jeez, that's long done.
Well, what can you do? What can you do? And you know what? Of course, Gerard Gallant was there, but you also had Ryan Reeves. We talked about last week how he was a physical presence in the Winnipeg Jets series. And he's really starting to become he was a physical presence in the Carolina series. You can even tell this game. This guy got like a 2-minute penalty and he was just on fire. He's one of those players, man. He just needs something, confrontation or a penalty to rev him up, and he's good to go.
Yeah. And speaking of Gerard Gallant, though, man, were we not asking for him for the Jets? Could you not have fired Pomo, let him go in the season there? and then you could have hired Gallant. But
Let it go, bro. It's not going to help your
I
heart.
can't, because he was one of the guys we even talked about, even late into the season, or even before the podcast, we used to talk about how Gallant would have been great in Winnipeg, kind of thing. And
he would have been, but we don't have a DeLorean.
He just coaches. He knows how to coach. He knows how to win. Vegas were dumb for firing him. Who fired him before? It was Florida. Even when the whole
he's a good coach.
Cab ride thing or whatever, but he's a good coach, man. He gets the results done, and hey, the Jets get a first-round pick out of the Cop trade now.
Yeah, and I think the big thing in this series, obviously, will be the goalies. Like, you have Vasilevsky and you have Shesterkin. And when that guy's on fire, like tonight, he looked amazing. Never out of position, and at the same in the same breath, he's very athletic, very mobile, post to post. He's a great goalie. So, and Vasilevsky, of course, Conn Smythe, 2 years in a row now.
Did Kucherov get it once, or did Vazzy get it both?
He might have gotten both.
Maybe, I can't remember now.
Dang,
but it'll be interesting, and it'll be up to those goalies to see. If Shesterkin can play how he played this round and not the first round against Pittsburgh, it'll be pretty good. But they've played now 2 series, 14 games.
Yeah.
Tampa had a tough first round series, pretty easy second round. So that could factor in some tired legs there at some point. So, and Tampa's got that depth though, right?
Absolutely.
They got it. So we'll see. Be interesting.
So in short playoff history, we're going to bring back the coin. And for y'all who forget, the coin is our playoff adversary. We make our predictions against the coin. And so far, the coin is good. I'm not even going to go into the record right now in NHL playoffs. The coin just picked badly all the way through. The coin's hurting.
Coin was 0-4 this round.
Yeah. So the coin is out of it for Ray and Benny versus the coin. We'll have to see maybe in the CFL playoffs if the coin can maybe get a win there. But for now, let's go NHL playoffs. And we're going to take the winner, number of games, and the coin, who are they're picking. So I'm going to take the Rangers, and I'm going to take the Rangers in 6 in this one. I just think the Rangers are a little younger, a little faster, a little bigger, and they found their game now, I think. They're taking up a lot of the space in the ice, and that doesn't fare well for Tampa Bay, I don't think. I think they'll wear them down. So I'm taking the Rangers in 6. Coin, who do you got?
Let's see what the coin picks.
Flipping the coin.
Well, the coin is tails. So the coin is going Tampa Bay.
That's right. Home is heads, tails is away. So Tampa Bay, the coin took tails. Well, they got to come back somehow.
They do. They're going with the back-to-back champs, looking for the three-peat. Can they do it?
Not a bad choice.
No, not really.
Just to say, not a bad choice.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the West, bro, where you got this matchup was hard for me. I have no idea who was I going to take, really.
Yeah, this is a tough one. This is going to be, Colorado obviously finished way higher in the standings than Edmonton, more points, better all-around team, but I still think this will end up being a closer series, especially if McDavid can continue to play the way that McDavid has played these playoffs, man.
That guy.
He, out of this world right now. He has just stepped up. He's put this team on his back. And I know there's always the other players that have played well on Edmonton as well. Mm-hmm. But not the way McDavid has, man. That guy, he's a force. He's dangerous every time he's on the ice. His speed is ridiculous, and he puts that fear into those defensemen as he's coming into that zone. And, he causes you to look around and figure out where McDavid is, which opens up other guys like Kane to score and stuff like that. So, yeah. The other issue for me will be goaltending, and that's for both teams.
Absolutely.
Which one is going to get the better goaltending? Because that'll be the difference. Right, Kemper, he was good in the regular season, slow start to the season, came on strong. First round of the playoffs, he got that eye injury, so he hasn't been the same since, Yeah. And then, of course, we know Smith, who's actually been not horrible. His .927 save percentage in the playoffs, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he's also given up a lot of goals and has had some stinkers. So if he can keep those down, and give Edmonton a chance, because obviously Colorado have the firepower. Edmonton have the firepower. Colorado has the more depth, the better defense. But Edmonton's got McDavid, and both penalty kills are not the greatest because of that firepower on the other side. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Colorado's hasn't been horrible in the penalty kill, but they haven't given up a lot of chances. But Kemper hasn't been able to save those chances.
Yeah.
So that evens things up a bit. So we'll see.
I think Edmonton's got to play better defense. They got to go back to those like 3-4 games where Woodcroft, is that his name?
Woodcroft, the coach, yeah.
Ray in names. The first 3 games where they're like letting 1-2-0 goals, or they had a good month of April between the 3rd and the 28th where they're holding teams to 2-3. I think they had one loss where it's like 6-1. But if they can get back to that defensive style against Colorado, I think they have a very good chance.
Well, they're going to have to, if you can get some kind of defense going against Colorado, because Colorado's got their top 2 lines can roll.
Yeah.
They're getting scoring from their bottom 6 as well. And Cale Makar is obviously one of the best defensemen in the league right now.
Yeah.
So, and he's putting up the points. Mikko Rantanen has not had a great playoff so far. So if he can get going and help that firepower up, then, Edmonton's going to have a tough time too.
Mm-hmm.
Kane and Hyman, they both got to keep it going, man. 12 goals for Kane, 8 for Hyman so far. Keep that scoring going and they'll have a good chance. And we'll see. Can Cale Makar and Devin Taves, the number 1 pairing for Colorado, shut down McDavid when they're on the ice? Can they flip that script a little bit and use that against McDavid and get some points against him? But yeah, it's going to be tough. I'm going to go Colorado in 7 though. We'll see how that goes. But Colorado showed me against St. Louis. I don't know, man. They won the series, but blowing games against St. Louis, that 3-0 lead still irks me there in Game 5. So there's that door's open, and I think Edmonton has the chance to take it and push that door wide open and take the series. But I'll stick with Colorado for now.
What does that coin have to say, Brett?
The coin.
Let that coin flip.
It's going up. It comes down on heads.
Okay. Okay, Colorado, eh?
Colorado for the coin as well.
Interesting pick. You can't come back, so interesting pick.
Dude, that Calgary-Edmonton series was fun with a lot of goals in that. Edmonton finished that off pretty quick, but I expect this series to be even more fun because I think Colorado has more firepower than what Calgary had.
Yeah.
So I expect this to probably go back and forth and have some high-scoring games. It's gonna be a fun series to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if you can match that fun of the Battle of Alberta. That's a different level of fun, bro. That's a different level of fun.
If it would have went longer, that series, for sure.
I wish that was the best out of 11, man. Bro. They need to make that a best out of 11. Oh, my goodness. Talking about rivalries, let's move on to the CFL. The Bombers are playing their ultimate rival, the Roughriders, this week. But let's look back at, not last week, the game 3 days ago, against the Edmonton Elks. They lost 30-20. In the preseason, it's not usually about the scoreboard result. So let's talk about the other results in that game, some players that shined, and maybe some injury concerns. Are there any players that stuck out to you, brother?
Yeah, if we're going, Dembski looked pretty good. He looked in in-season form already.
Of course.
Like I said last episode or the one before, I think he's going to have a wicked season and lead that team. He's going to be that wide receiver, step up for that Lawler spot and take over. Johnny Augustine, 9 yards per carry.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Pretty good start for him if he can keep that going. Obviously, that means as well the O-line was looking pretty good as well in that game. So
looking good.
If a combination of those two, O-line, Augustine, can keep it going, that's pretty exciting. So
yeah.
To me, Drew Brown, he looked like the better of the backups in that game against Brukop.
Absolutely. He showed some great mobility.
Yeah. 10-13, 108 yards too. So
the long ball to Dembski, where Dembski had to slow down just a tiny bit. But that throw was beautiful. And then a couple plays later, the guy took a defensive player head on.
Yeah.
Can't do that in normal season play, bro. No. You can't do that. I get it. You're trying to get a job. Okay, bro, I get it. But don't do that on the regular.
Yeah, you got to put everything on the line. You want that job. But yes, you don't also want to get hurt. Or
you proved it now. You don't have to do that again. You've proved it.
Yeah, don't do it tomorrow night against Saskatchewan.
Yeah, exactly. And he had a great throw to that receiver, number 83. Man, me and my names again.
Dalton Schoen?
Thank you. That guy. He's taking a spot.
Yeah,
he's taking a spot, bro.
I have him on this list too here. Another player that stood out and shown So
Absolutely.
shown. Yeah.
Yeah. A couple more players that I really liked. And you know me, bro, every week it's about the offensive line. That's why my eyes weren't in the DBs or the receivers as much. But I really, and he won't be playing this year because Pat Neufeld is playing that spot. But the world player, Tomoyo Machino, that guy can play guard, man. He was blocking, he was pulling, he had great mobility, he's tough in the middle there. He's going to be on the roster. I'd be surprised if he didn't make the roster. And who knows? Maybe, I know we have Jeff Gray and the other kid that we just signed.
Liam Dobson.
Thank you for the name. But Machino, he's in the mix, man. I really like the way he played. And I really like this guy, Jordan Berner, the defensive rush end. When I was at training camp, you could see Willie Jefferson take this guy under his wing, teach him plays, teach him techniques, teach him swims. So there's something obviously Jefferson sees in him, and I kind of saw something good too. And it's going to be hard to replace Jonathan Kongwell, bro. And he might help. He's an American, so it doesn't replace that Canadian, but that skill in that guy, there's potential there. He is always in the mix, causing trouble in the backfield. I really like that guy, Jordan Berner.
Yeah, good to check them out. Is he on the roster for tomorrow night against Saskatchewan?
Yes, he is.
That's good.
Yeah, well, because they're leaving all the vets home, so all these young guys gotta play.
Yeah. What about Mortada?
Oh, come on. How can you miss a sink? Come on, man.
Are we going to do this again with the kicker all season long, man?
Oh, jeez. It looks like it. It looks like it. We'll see what he can do. Like, there was just a Canadian kicker, I think that was cut by Toronto, maybe? But they got to bring bodies. Like, they got to bring someone in. I can't. Do you trust this guy's leg, bro?
Not at all, man. And it's, the thing is, you talked about it going, okay, the hash marks were moved in. Maybe it'll help him hit these kicks a lot easier. But I mean, man, you're 1 of 2 on converts. You're hitting the post on one of them. Are we going to do this again? Are the Bombers going to be able to get by with crappy kicking and still win games early in the season like they did last year? Yeah. Maybe it'll cost them earlier this year. You never know. Did Liram Haralahu?
Yeah. I don't know. He's probably still waiting for NFL camps, bro. He'll probably wait for the camps to go through because he just got cut. But yeah, man, they gotta they must have Troy Westwood on speed dial just in case. I'm sure he's been keeping that leg warm, doing some sports or something. So
yeah, he's still got a booming. He can kick that soccer ball still pretty hard. So
Attaway. So just keep him on speed dial just in case. And he's always in shape, that dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, for a kicker? Yeah, exactly.
A lot bigger than what he was back then. Walby probably wouldn't say what he says about him. He probably still would.
Well, anyways. An injury there, yesterday it was announced that Winston Rose was walking around in a boot.
Yeah.
Or it was in a walking boot, which is never a good sign. That's usually more than a week or 2.
Yeah.
So that should be a bit of a concern, yeah?
Yeah, it will
secondary.
Luckily, they have enough depth guys there. Like they had enough guys returning, and it sounded like they had some good guys coming back in to try and get that last position at cornerback. So yeah, maybe they can withstand that. We'll see. But yeah, you never want to lose a player like Winston Rose, anyways.
No.
But if it's gonna happen, let it happen now and not later on in the season. So.
Yeah, it's a bit concerning with the defensive backfield when you lose Winston Rose, Mercy Maston, Alfred went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
So there's some holes there, and we hope the Canadian Glass will take that safety spot and work it until Brandon Alexander is back. But also there's some hope there because what's his name? Govea and Danny Mack, they've been bringing in some talent year after year. And when you have former DBs like Richie Hall and Jordan Younger coaching those guys up, they've been in pretty good hands. So far, so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look what they did last year with that DB crew. We didn't know half these guys coming in really going into that season last year. And look what they did, right? They stepped up. Exactly. Rookies stepping up big in that. So it worked out. So, yeah, these guys are good at finding players and bringing them in. And, you know, and O'Shea and his coaching staff are great at bringing these guys together and getting them to play the Bomber way, I guess, right now. So hopefully they can still do that here and withstand the early injury to Rose.
Yeah, I can't. We'll be in training camp next week, checking them out, getting some more action, checking them in. So I can't wait for the regular season to start, bro. I can't.
More weeks? Yeah, I guess so. About that.
Yeah.
Just under or just over? I mean, I guess 2 more weeks. So.
On June 1st,
right?
In a couple days. Oh yeah. We're almost there. We're almost there, brother. I was at the game. Unfortunately, you weren't able to make it, but you did have the fortunate or the pleasure. Fortunate pleasure? Is that a word?
Something like that. Yeah, I guess.
I wasn't very good. I wasn't good in school, friends and neighbors. I was not good in school. Any which way, our buddy Benny got to check out Derek Taylor's first game that he called for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Any thoughts on that, brother?
Yeah, I actually came away pretty impressed. You know, I thought he sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
There was a clip after he got hired that I heard. I can't remember what it was from, but I heard him do it, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like the sound. It was almost too high pitched kind of thing. It didn't sound great when you're used to Bob Irving's calls of football games, you know, and he was always pretty even keel, you know, throughout it. And then his touchdown calls, you know, were great, you know, and he knew when to bring it up and down. And to me, that clip for Taylor was like, ooh, no, but you know what? I listened to him here and it put those concerns away. Really, he sounded great. Really explained what was going on during the play. Him and Doug Brown together. It seemed like a very good team already, even though it was their first game. But it was still weird not hearing, you know, Knuckles on the radio there at all. But
it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, but I thought Derek Taylor did pretty good for his first call in the Bombers.
Yeah, I got to catch the post-game show because I can't listen to it during the game. There's just such a delay between the call and the live.
The stream, right?
Yeah, it just messes me up. Again, I'm not very smart. But any which way, I was listening to the post-game show, and I really like his energy. Mm-hmm. And when you're part of the CFL, we're trying to get younger and trying to get younger fans, this is a voice I think that fans can relate to. Not that Bob Irving wasn't, but he was definitely the voice of 3 or 4 generations. And not that he needed to go, but I think this is a good voice that replaces him for the new generation of Bomber fans. Because you know there'll be some back-to-back champions. People are going to jump on this bandwagon, bro.
They got to be, hopefully, man.
And this is
a lot of tickets for that home opener left, though. So
go get them tickets.
Yeah,
I got mine.
Get those tickets. Yeah,
I got mine
too.
New banner. Ooh. Again, 2 years in a row. New banner.
It's costing a lot of money.
Yeah. But let's not look too far ahead for more banners. Let's talk about the game quickly coming up against Saskatchewan. Like we mentioned, the vets aren't going to be there. This is the rookie and backup game to see what they have. Thoughts on this, brother? What are you looking for in this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because I looked at the roster and I'm like, I don't even know most of these guys. The one that stuck out to me is, why is Rashid Bailey going? You know? Yeah. But again, we talked about earlier that Dalton Schoen. I want to see what he can do in another game. We obviously got the quarterback backup battle. I'm assuming they'll both get half a game there, maybe, or something like that. I guess no other quarterback is, you know, that they had in camp is going to get into any of these preseason games. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Most of the other ones, like you say, they're probably guys battling for that backup position because that starting roster for the Bombers is pretty set. And I guess now we need to see who's going to be that next DB. You know, if Ford can step up and take that spot, we'll see. But yeah, that'll be another spot I'll take a look for. I think this one's on TSN tomorrow, right? So at least we get to see. I think so. I thought I saw that it was on TSN. So
I know they were televising one of the Bomber games, so this must be it because they definitely weren't at the other one. Yeah, I'm looking at the DBs too, bro. I'm looking at the DBs too. I'm looking at Nick Hallett, and I'm looking at, like I said before, at Glass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Glass too, yeah.
Yeah, and actually Donald Rutledge. This Donald Rutledge Jr., who's playing the dime spot, so far I like what I see. He's only been able to get into the action a little bit on that dime position, but, you know, that kind of replaces a linebacker position in a lot of the CFL teams. So I'm really interested to see how Rutledge does in his action against Saskatchewan, who also is not playing Fajardo.
No, and I looked through their roster, and it looked like a lot of rookies, newcomers, backup kind of guys. Like there wasn't a lot of starters sitting there. Is Deron Carter playing? No, Deron Carter's on Edmonton.
Yeah, he's playing safety or something.
Never mind. He didn't play against the Bombers, though, that game, right?
No, don't worry about no Deron Carter. Clown.
Him or Chris Jones?
Both. Bombers. I can't wait for this regular season, bro. I'm so excited. I don't know if I've been ever more excited other than the unfinished business season. Yeah. I was so excited for that season, and man, that was unfinished until 2019, bro.
That went downhill pretty fast that season.
Oh, that slogan. We'll talk about slogans later on.
Terrible.
CFL slogans. Let's talk about the CFL. Let's go around the league quickly, brother. Some news and notes. Backup QB Antonio Pipkin in Toronto was let go. Ryan Dinwiddie has a lot of confidence in Chad Kelly, the man who knows about Doug Flutie and wants to be a legend like him. And it might happen. Your thoughts on Antonio Pipkin being dropped for Chad Kelly?
It's interesting and it's funny because you're just, I don't know, like, are they keeping this guy because of his name or that he's actually that talented? Like, I know obviously he's got the talent, but can he translate it onto the field, man?
Yeah, you know? Obviously, and he has a great attitude and confidence about him, but I don't think it's the name. You got to have someone behind that 3 last names or 3 first names. I don't believe in what's his name? Bethel McLeod Thompson.
ELT, right?
Yeah, there you go. 3 last names. I don't believe in him, bro, so I don't think it's Chad Kelly name.
Yeah, but okay, but is it Chad Kelly? Is he the guy? Like, I mean, he's just obviously new to the CFL. Yeah, Pipkin was around for a bit, so at least he can come in and fill in. But now you're trusting it in Chad Kelly, who's played what did he play? A quarter? Did he play a whole half of CFL football? So that's a lot of faith in this guy.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah, if Bethel Thompson goes down, is Kelly gonna be able to bring them up? I was kind of surprised by it. I'm not surprised that Kelly would still be on the roster, but I'm surprised by cutting Pipkin already.
Absolutely. And I don't think he'll be on the market very long. Do you have enough confidence in Drew Brown to not sniff around Pipkin?
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking that earlier today too when I saw that. I'm like,
Pipkin
might be a good option. No, I don't have enough confidence in Drew Brown yet at all.
Yeah.
You know,
I agree. If they have the money, I think there's nothing wrong with going for Pipkin, especially with this new 2 quarterback at one time thing.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
yeah,
BC,
I'd agree with that. I mean, like Prukop did not look good to me here in this first game, so we'll see tomorrow. But
he did not look good. No.
We all know Kolaros, right? He's got whatever the history. You got to be prepared, you know. And it's not like, I don't know, Sean McGuire last year, if he had to come into a game, probably wouldn't have done very well anyways. But
no, that Calgary game was a mess. Even though he didn't have the starting, he didn't have all the stars around. That was a mess. So that was very discouraging.
Total mess.
We know we need a backup just in case.
Yeah.
I can see BC going after them. Their quarterback got hammered last game, like on an all-out blitz. His last throw where he was in, and they can't get out of here. But any which way, I feel bad for the guy. But they have 2 Canadian QBs going right now.
Yeah.
So who knows? We'll see. That Nathan Rourke, he's got to step up, bro.
Well, I mean, it's good. That your season could go downhill pretty quick if that's what you're banking on and hoping these guys. Like, I mean, they're both basically rookies almost, aren't they? Like I know they were around, but
Rourke has game experience.
Yeah, but he hasn't done much, right? Yeah. I didn't play a heck of a lot last year, so it's taking a chance, man. And your season could go downhill pretty fast in the CFL. So.
Absolutely. But at the same time, when you have a 9-team league, your season's not over until it's officially over.
That
2001 Calgary Stampeders.
Oh, God. I thought we were done talking about that year.
No, man, I'm good. I could talk about that year all day, every day after these back-to-backs, man. And I'm telling you, that wound, remember? That wound is getting smaller.
The only thing about that year still hurts is because guys like Stiegel, Brown, those guys didn't get their ring that they deserved from that season. But I guess it happens.
How about Bo Levi Mitchell going 3 for 10, 37 yards, 2 picks? Should Calgary be concerned? Is that hook short for Meyer?
They still got Jake Meyer there, right? So Bo Levi did not look good last year, right? And so if he comes into this year and starts off that same way, man, I can see Calgary switching to Jake Meyer fairly quickly. Meyer looked pretty good, last year when he was playing. So
he looked amazing.
Yeah,
let's not lie.
Yeah,
like we saw that guy play. He looked good.
Yeah. I can't see them. And why would you keep Bo Levi if he's playing terrible? The guy's going to be making a lot of money.
Yeah, this might be it. This might be it, bro.
Yeah, this could be the end of the line for him.
Yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other news going around the CFL, bro?
Just besides Lamar Durant going on the 6-game injured list for Hamilton. May not be that big of a deal for them, but he's a good player.
It's Canadian?
Yeah. So if you look at it that way, that's a big loss. So
yeah, absolutely.
How do you like this let him know campaign that the CFL came up with?
Man, you've heard me go off on the CFL marketing. And it
was designed to unify fans, though.
This is just the cherry on top of the what? The Sunday?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here, man. How can you not do your research? How can you not just on the first say, hey, here's a good idea. Let's Google this hashtag and see if it's being used.
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Like,
the funny thing is that hashtag expires on June 2nd, I think it was. So in a few days. So I mean, they could have figured that out, waited to release this campaign till then.
no, just don't use it.
Or
think of a good one.
out, man.
Oh my gosh, it's so CFL marketing, and they're worried about the ratio and how they can change the game and make it better and attract more TV. No, that's not how you do it, bro. Is you do marketing at a professional level.
Yeah.
Give me a break, bro.
Let them know, for anyone who doesn't know, the Let Them Know campaign was used by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA last year as their slogan or whatever. And the CFL, I guess. I don't know.
Say that slogan again, bro. Say that slogan again. What is that?
Let them know. Let them know.
What does that even mean in the CFL? Let them know. Let them know what?
To all come together. All the fans, let them know to come. I don't know, man. It's terrible.
Let them know we don't know how to market.
Let them know our balls are bigger.
Right? Let them know management doesn't know what the F they're doing. Let them know. Get out of here.
Uncle Randy.
Let's speak about management. Management, I love this guy in Edmonton, Victor Cui. This guy was at the Bomber game, in the stands, TikToking, meeting people. And one thing he said this week, note, as a community-owned team, quote, as a community-owned team, we have the responsibility to lead the city when there are issues that are highly relevant in this world or relevant to the city. And that's absolutely true. It was great seeing at the Bomber game the Ukraine national anthem being sung. You know, that's the organization saying something. We support this cause. And Victor Cui is absolutely right. With a community-owned team, you do have that responsibility.
Yep. Big time.
So that guy, you know, shout out to him. I'll give an early shout out in this episode to Victor Cui, bro.
Right on.
So good. So good. Any other CFL news and notes, brother?
No, just excited for this season to get going, man.
Ooh, the journey for 3. Let's not get hung up on that right now.
Yeah,
let's talk about some quick shots. NBA playoffs finals are finally here. My goodness. And let's get some predictions. We got the Golden State Warriors, the bridge. We got the Celtics, the leprechaun with the pointy stick. Who you going to take in this series, Bana? And how many games? Benny.
You know what? Good on the leprechaun with his pointy little stick to take out the Miami Heat. Pretty good series, pretty good game 7. Miami fought back, but couldn't get it done. I'm going to have to take the Warriors in 6 because, as we all know, many Warriors are better than one leprechaun with a pointy cane. So I'm going Warriors in 6.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm also going to go Warriors, but I'm going to take Warriors in 5. Just straight off, Steph Curry and Jermaine Wiggins, and it's no longer nonsense anymore. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But actually, I also love that bridge on the shirt now. I don't think that leprechaun's going to cross that bridge. Hey, man, that bridge smashed some horses, bro.
It did.
Ain't no leprechaun going to cross that bridge.
That bridge is going to chuck that leprechaun off that thing.
So let's go Team Bridge in 5.
All right.
Team Bridge in 5.
I could see that too. I could even see Golden State in 4, you know, but this may not be close. What's that?
Question. Who's more influential in basketball culture, Michael Jordan or Steph Curry?
I don't know. It's me. I mean, I probably followed and grew up more with basketball when Michael Jordan was around, so I'm going to have to stick with Jordan.
Yeah, you know, after watching The Last Dance and all that too, and cementing that in my mind, Jordan. But there's something to say about Steph Curry in the 3-point game and everyone shooting the 3-pointers now. He's just made this a long distance game with a lot of points. So he's setting a new generation of basketball players, just like Jordan did, attacking the rim, playing above the rim. That was Jordan too. So I'll stick with Jordan.
Yeah, totally different players and what they played and all that stuff. But yeah. Both stars, though, in their day for sure. And Steph Curry is definitely a star so far, in his career so far. So
yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jason Spezza retired. Going to be a front management assistant to Kyle Dubas.
And then take over for Kyle Dubas in a couple of years, right?
Oh, so he can hang out with his boy Brendan Shanahan. Thoughts
Or
on
one,
that?
one more first round exit from Dubas and then Spezza takes over. No, I don't know. Pretty good career, 19 seasons, a lot of time in Ottawa. Finished 5 points away from 1,000 though.
Almost there.
No ring. No, he was on Ottawa when they made it to the final that time against Anaheim, right?
Yeah, they're getting jiggy with it.
Yeah, Ray Emery was the goalie there too, right?
Yeah, that was a magical season for them.
Yeah, so a pretty good career. Question for you: is he Hall of Fame worthy though?
My gut says no. Definitely not first ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Jason Spezza. He might sneak in there in a few years after that, but definitely not first ballot in my mind.
Yeah, depending on who he comes up to in some years, he may be able to sneak in or whatever. But
exactly,
yeah, not first ballot. Didn't crack the 1,000 point mark. Never won any major awards. No Stanley Cups, kind of thing. So yeah, I would say maybe he gets down in there at some point, but maybe he gets in as a GM of a team at some point.
Maybe the Leafs. Maybe the Leafs.
Probably not.
Why do you have so much hate in your heart for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I don't know. It's just there.
Exactly. Let's talk about Jock Pederson and Tony Pham. Bro, give this like a hot 10 seconds because this is ridiculous. Grown men. Go ahead, bro. I have no idea.
This stuff is fantastic, man. They have to make a 30 for 30 on this.
This is ridiculous. This is our baseball coverage, friends and neighbors.
You want baseball, you got it. And fantasy football all in one.
Ugh, what a
so Tommy Pham was apparently pissed off at Jock Pederson over fantasy football stuff. That's what the first story came out
of here.
So Tommy Pham ended up meeting up with Pederson last week, earlier, whatever. Yeah. Smacked him at warm-ups or whatever the heck they're at. He ended up getting suspended for 3 games. Then the bizarre story came out. It was about fantasy football. It was about IR issues that Pederson was making shady moves on the IR. The guy was just out. He wasn't technically on the IR. But apparently it was beyond that too, though. Pham was mad at a GIF that Pederson sent in the group chat that was making fun of the Padres.
What are we talking about here, bro? This is pure stupidity.
Exactly, but it's fantastic, man. The story just kept getting funnier and more bizarre.
Yeah.
And then watching Pederson do his interviews, man, the guy had his phone with the GIF and all this stuff. It's like, dude.
This is high school stuff, bro.
It was fantastic.
These are grown men arguing and physically fighting over fantasy football.
Yeah. Oh, it was hilarious. Hilarious. Because you know what? The funny thing is, these kind of things happen probably in fantasy football leagues all over the place with an ordinary guys playing girls, whoever. And these stupid arguments happen. Leagues disband over these kind of things. So it's funny to watch these guys argue over stupid shit like this.
To all those people freaking out about fantasy football, get a fucking grip.
No. Serious business, man. Serious business.
Shout out to Layla Annie Fernandez for making the quarterfinals of the French Open. She's having an amazing tournament. And also the shout out to Felix Auger-Alliassime. Got that name right on the first shot. Nice. He took Nadal all the way to the 5th set, almost 5-hour match. And to beat Nadal, or to take Nadal to the 5th set on clay is amazing. So shout out to both of those great Canadian tennis players, Layla Annie Fernandez and Felix Auger-Alliassime.
Pretty good.
Benny, you got anything to say? You got anything to say to the people?
Just a quick shout out, Winnipeg Ice. Great season, fantastic. I mean, they lost in the conference finals to the Edmonton Oil Kings, but they got a young team. They're going to get many of their stars back, and we'll see if they can make another run next year in the WHL.
Winnipeg Ice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there was a lot of hopes for Winnipeg teams not named the Jets, the Moose, the Ice to get far, get to the final, but yeah, they had a good run.
It's all on the Bombers now.
Back to the Bombers and the Gold Eyes.
And the Gold Eyes. Yes, Gold Eyes season. We're going to be at Global. What is it called now? Is it still Global Field or whatever it is?
Ooh, Shaw Field? No.
Shaw Field?
Is it still Shaw?
It's all good. We're going to be there. We're going to be there, friends and neighbors. And in the famous words of Marv Levy, persistence can change failure into extraordinary achievement. Thanks for joining us this week. Be kind, be safe, help each other out. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Denny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.